Me did Yanyante Chua, and maybe I'm discovered for you, Pakuma Busia for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map pim. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Nefesi kakomu Busia for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Okay, now I'm interested in my next topic because this is something that someone will say might not be part of the sciences in doing our game called show business. Our game doesn't have any peculiar ways of doing things, but then based on how you do it, the crooked ways, the smooth ways, the straight ways, the crooked and all the azar ways, as much as it will work, you win. And when you win, you become the benchmark, like Yagre will say. Do all the nonsense. Not nonsense. Nonsense. Do all the nonsense. After winning, all the nonsense you did will become what? The benchmark. So once again, I'm asking, at the moment, everyone is so happy for Black Sherif. He's winning. Black Sherif is winning. As to whether he's doing it, he is winning. Whether he's getting weed mentioned in any of his songs, whether he's having issues with his management, no matter how, he is winning. So indirectly, he becomes what? The benchmark. Now, I know there's also one thing that is so common in our industry, where artists, and here I can make particular mention of Shatawale, Stoneboy, Sarkodie, Samini, and maybe some few people who have organized fan base with leadership, organized groupings, clubs with leadership. So you go to SM, and SM would have their president of the SM, which is just the support fan base. You can go to Sarkodie's camp, and they have what? The Sark Nation or the Sark Natives. Over there, they also have their leadership. Young boys and girls put together just to support the dream of rapper Sarkodie, Stoneboy, Beam Nation. They also have the same thing, where Young Barrister and his people are also controlling affairs. High Grade, Karim Benzema and co. They are also controlling affairs. Black Sherif is winning now. He doesn't have anything like that. He's only glorifying himself with his hit songs, enjoying all the attention with good songs, and that is what he's enjoying. That is also one of the ways to do it. But in moving forward, I want to ask my people that should they get Black Sherif on an advice table where Black Sherif is going to take whatever they tell him? Will they ask him to come up with something like that, an organized fan base that is the Blacko tribe? I know that's how he calls his people. The Blacko tribe, an organized fan base with leaders to sustain his career. Because the other day he said something that he would want to go to Sarkodie for an advice on how to maintain his relevance. Maybe I'm asking that even before going to Sarkodie, can he also see from afar that, oh, Sarkodie has a certain fan base, a certain groupings backing what he's doing? Should he also do something like that? Or someone will say, no, it is not necessary. He should just give us the hit songs, and the more he gives us the hit song, we go all over the world to support him with people. Just as his song is trending in Gambia, trending in Nigeria, and some other African countries. Even as we speak, we hear he is the most Shazammed song from this side of the world. Does he need an organized fan base? Or nah, he needs just hit songs? Kwame Eugene and Kiddy, they have been speaking about this all the time. They are not too enthused about how this fan base thing works. They think that a fan base is just there to mock losers or to tease losers, but it is not supposed to be like that. Others are also benefiting hugely. Since the year started, Sarkodie has not released any song, but make no mistake to touch him on Twitter. In fact, they will attack you like bees attacking you in the forest. So I'm asking, should we tell Black Sherif and his Road Boys Association that, guys, think about it. Put together some boys now. Give them WhatsApp platforms, Facebook platforms, Instagram platforms. Let them come in your name. Select some few people as leaders. Let them run it for you. And Kodo, I want you to start this.
Okay, I think at a point in time in the life of Ghana music, the likes of Shatawale, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, Sammy, they did well to themselves by making sure that they organize their fan base or their following. Before them, the days of Lord Kenya, Bravo, Comfort Quade, all of them, they had people following them. The difference is that they couldn't say, okay, let's organize them. Let us know you. Maybe we form camps. That, okay, we know that this is like databasing. Let us know the number of people following us so that we could have occasional meetings, or let's say when there are certain information that we need to disseminate, we know that, okay, when you pass it through this channel, it will help. And I always say that during those days, yes, we loved everybody. Whenever somebody releases a song, we are all for it. And then came that era, which I term as divide and rule, because we all know how some of this camp started, and how it was on the basis that it was for, that we are the best. Come to us, promote us. When you see your brother is not your brother anymore. See, even to the extent, see them as enemy. When they win, you are not for it. When they lose, go against them. But before then, we were all following it, everybody. And even that one, I see it as a fantasy. All the time I give kudos to the Hess, the Shatter, the Stonebwoy. They have done good for themselves as individuals, as musicians, or as companies, but not to the entirety of the industry. Okay. Because now, if a Sarkodie wins or achieves something, the others do not come in and celebrate because we are not for you. If a Shatter falters, the others will come and pick on him. And to an extent, I see this as one of the reasons why we are even not achieving that greater feat that we want to achieve. Because now, when maybe Shatter, like the Beyonce collaboration that is supposed to be celebrated by the whole of Ghana, you see some people in other camps trying to play down or talk down on that achievement because we are not part of you. But I always cite this as an example. When Shatawale appeared on Ashaman to the world last 2 years or 3 years, the supposed seemingly Stonebwoy fans were shouting and singing Shatawale songs more than even so when Stonebwoy was singing. So it tells you these people also listen to this, the other, but they have been, let's say, they have been brainwashed to act in the face of the public that you are not for this person. So to any artist, it is good for them. Now, what if I can combine all this fashion together to be behind me? If my music can appeal to the SM, the Beam, the High Grade, and the SAC Nation, so why should I even create, let's say, gray Republicans? Whilst I can connect or combine all the others together to be behind me. It's very good if one can do it, but I believe it is not like a rocket science that automatically you gather the people. We all know the circumstances behind how some of these people organize them. If we call Shatawale right now and say, how did you put the SM together? I don't think he can give us any
tangible
information or format as to how he was able to gather them. Same with Sack Nation, same with the others. So now, yes, it has become a precedence that people look out for. So even now, if we are doing music in Ghana, we ask you, how do you call your fan base? You have to carve a niche for themselves so that at least the 1 or 2 or 100 people following you can have an identity, which is very positive. So I know Black Sherif has the Blacko tribe. Yes. So anybody who love his music can identify himself or associate himself as a Blacko tribe. But sitting here right now, yes, databasing and organizing your fans is well. But that cannot be said of any artist as we are sitting here. The Beam, the SM, the Sack Native, the High Grade, yes. Now they are huge and they are enjoying the benefit. I sit here imagining which other artists can match to these people and gather a well-defined fan base like they have. That notwithstanding, that doesn't mean all these artists doesn't have following. They equally have their following because, as you said, Kwame Eugene, I don't know any fan base. So we don't have any solid fan base that will come.
He has more lookalikes.
It's like
he has more lookalikes.
Yeah, so what we call the floating fan base.
Yeah.
You are for everybody. So you can enter into the Beam, you can enter to the SM, you can enter everywhere. And so I think that is a more larger pool than just carving, because it also has its disadvantages. In as much as these guys are enjoying a lot of benefit. Because whenever he puts a song out, you know that, I have my SM. And somebody wrote that he's not even attracting the guy that wrote that. New people. Because it gets to a point that when we see the actions going on, that, okay, this one day, I said, Obia or and the attitude and the action of your people can also send message to onlookers or people who are watching that, okay, can we be part of these people? Do we associate with these people? Do we have anything in common with these people that we can be a part of them? Okay, so let's stay in our own corner, maybe observe from afar. And also some of the things, the sacrifices you need to pay before getting some of these things, it's not easy. The battles and all the other forms of things that you can do before you can say that I have these soldiers behind me. It is not easy. So I want to believe during the days of the Lord Kenyans that they didn't have any unique fan base or following. But still, whenever they put them on bill, we have people turning out and selling shows. We could have an artist who doesn't have a well-defined fan base but still can survive. And we have seen it time and time again. And we have a lot of examples to give that put the Kiddie, put the Kwame Eugene on bill. We have people who will turn up, but they don't have any defined, yes. But in as much as we are saying this, it is also a good thing. If you can really do it and gather them behind you, it is okay. But if you can't do that, or it shouldn't be a norm, like mandatory, like before you can survive in an industry, you need
a fan base,
organized
fan
base.
Pay attention to that.
An organized fan base that these are my people, these are SM. Up to date, Kumasi Asante Kotoko and House of Folk. House of Folk will come and boast that we have the most fan base in Ghana.
Since they have 8 million fan base.
Exactly, but
8 million followers.
Do you think they are not more than 8 million? So maybe when they decide to organize them and register them, okay, let's register our fan base so that we know that card-bearing SM natives or card-bearing SAC natives are maybe 8 million. Then even if you are going for even
to lobby
for sponsors, you can
yeah.
say that I have 8 million card-bearing SM fans. So if you give me this deal, we are also going to give you this return.
Okay.
So it is a good thing if we can organize them. But every artist should know that they have a fan base.
Okay.
The difference is that these brands has made it extinct, and they have made it unique and identifiable, and they have organized it.
Okay.
Hence the SM, the SAC Nation, the Beam, and the High Grade. So if you want to take steps to organize them, yes, you can start from somewhere.
Okay.
And it will be defined so that, okay, occasionally maybe they can have meetings so that they can push your agenda.
Well, interesting input from Kojo King, well defined, and I love the delivery as well. I'm moving on to Yao Gray to listen to him next. He actually has one, the Grey Republicans. They are very active on Twitter, and at every point in time when Yao Gray is mentioned, you see the hashtag going on, Grey Republicans. Once again, because he has one, is he going to advise Blacko to get one at all costs? Yes, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I don't think it's really needed for him to do that because he's gotten to where he is. I'll tell you for a fact that it's not because of Blacko tribe. He got to where he is because of his hard work, and it's meant to happen. You understand? So if he's going to pay attention to that, then he's going to have divided attention because it takes a lot to really put these people together. And you need to pay attention to them as much as you're trying to pay attention to your brand. Because what they do out there represents your brand. So a lot of work goes in there. I don't believe he has to do that. Where he has gotten to, he's won the heart of many. And I think he has to continue to be doing what he's doing to keep up the relevance. For me, I had to, or it is not a mandatory that I had to, but it was a thing that somebody just hit me up and said, yo, great, we love your music and we there behind you. You get me? And it starts with few people.
Yeah.
Few people.
Yeah. It starts with just one or two people.
One or two people. And actually, there was one guy who gave me the name that, yo, man, we follow you and we want you to use the name Grey Republic. And I'm like, yo, I like the name. So I started hashtagging the Grey Republic. Then it feels good to also have, meet people outside that you don't know, come to you and tell you I'm a Grey Republican. And I'm like, oh, okay. It feels good on that level. But really, it puts a limit on you as an artist.
Where the limitation comes from, where?
Like Kojo was saying, it gets to a point where you need to really expand. You've already limited yourself. Because on the other side, there's other party over there, and no, we don't want you here. Maybe you also need to cross over there and do what you have to do. I can tell you for a fact, these names that we are having and this fan bases that we are having, I can tell you it wasn't something that was supposed to become the new thing. But Ghana, that's our problem. When somebody does something and succeeds with it, everybody wants to do the same thing. I will tell you for a fact, Shatawale didn't put SM together to actually see another person do that.
No, their main motive was not to mock the next person. Maybe that's how you want
Charlie,
to
help me, let's do this.
Yes.
I want to push
the motive
myself.
was not to mock the next artist.
But it got to that level where you can't control and it becomes part of it. And that's why I said sometimes what happens with such groups, you can't control, and the more you try to control, the more you are also, going
But
off
in
track.
Nigeria, here, someone like Wizkid has also organized fan base called Wiz FC.
I can tell you all that just started happening recently because of the football. The Wizkid and Davido, they've been having their thing already, but there was never a time that Wizkid would say, this is my team, this is my group, and this particular name is fighting for Wizkid. It was recently we are hearing of Wizkid FC and blah 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 blah. So I would say it is not something that he should really look at. He's given some name, Blacko Tribe is good, but for him to really base on that and make sure that's what he's going to use to get to the next level, I would say it will be more. Because if you want to do with them, don't limit yourself by putting people just down here. get people in other countries, then we know you are really doing it. How did this name of things come? When Movado and Vibes Cartel had their problem. What's Movado's street? What was their name?
Gully. Yeah, something. Yeah.
You understand? And Gaza.
Yeah.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why everybody feels okay. Then I also need to have my own name for my own team to push it. You understand? So to me, it's more of like Ghana. We like to copy, and sometimes we copy blindly. And when someone wins with something, it really doesn't mean everybody must do that to win. We must sometimes allow people who are unique to be unique in their own way.
Okay. Thank you so much, Greg, for that input. Bro, come through. What are you also saying?
The issue of whether Blacko needs an organized fan base or not. I think the first point of call should be himself. You know,
so it's Gully and Gaza, right? Okay.
So the initial point of call is himself. You know, all the brouhaha about the fan bases, that is the negative side of these fan bases. I see that always starts with the artist in question, because there are some fan bases that yes, you can tag them with, or you can tag every fan base with some certain attitudes, but there are some that the moment you try to tag them with the same attitude, people will go like, hey, this fan base the Omontesa. Why? Because it starts from the artist, how the artist behaves. That is what sometimes transcends down to the following. So what I will say to Blacko is that yes, if he is able to have an organized fan base, it is good. It is going to help him. In fact, even not now, Kana, in the near future, because the truth of the matter is you can't always be like this forever. There will be a point where nobody will seem to mind you. I said, will be in few, be a dropping you mass will be ante. And as at that time, when you have an organized fan base like the loyal fans of DL, that is when you know that that is for that Lumba.
And these people are spread around the world.
Exactly.
You go to Europe, they have the DL fans there.
Yes. That is when you tend to fall on these people. So Anka, the initial plan of these fan bases was not to instigate one camp against the other, but to help push an industry where there seemed to be no help at a particular time. Because when you check the genesis of all these people that have the huge fan bases, it was as a result of people who were so confused, didn't know where help was coming from, that they saw that, okay, then why don't I take things by myself, organize whatever I want to achieve, and go with them.
Exactly.
That was the initial plan. Until so Blacko, Kenyatta has to move.
Yeah, he has to move.
Kenyatta has to move, and the beautiful thing is that just like Daddy Lumba, you can't hold one people as to move. Just like they say, the way you can hold some specific people to SM or specific people to be more Sac Nation, you can't hold to move or loyal fans of DL. It is only when they are needed, that is when they come. That end, the sole aim is to see the achievement
of the artist. Who or be any other person, whether you win or lose, we just, when you win, we congratulate you. When our artists win, we hail the person. That's it. But the artist, you have a huge fan base. Kodu also has a huge fan base. And when, sometimes some of these fan bases, because of maybe arguments in Yamanema, they tend to clash. And there is some form of disrespect against, I'm a fan, disrespect, Kujokena. Instead of me coming to let the person know that, hey, that is not the reason why I put you guys together, or that is not what I stand for, the artists tend to keep quiet. Keep
quiet or come and tell, as for my fans here, when they talk, they talk.
Yes. They keep quiet, or they pass certain comments that even fuels whatever.
I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever their fans are doing. because we know say fans they will always be fans, and especially the fanatics there on no cash they will always come with some of these comments. And if our artists keep quiet, that is when we will have as a focus into edit fan base, you know, as shift. So I will tell Blacko, onya organized fan base are good, but if say onya no or we no, his main focus is to give the good product. Why? Because by giving that product, you know, he doesn't tend to win only his people. He tends to win even people from other camps. Because one thing that I believe that I'm so happy is that when Sarkodie was doing his Black Love concert, Sarkodie had over 20 million, like 20 million people going to seek platform, even to break their platform, which more than half of them was from Ghana.
Yeah.
Can we say Sarkodie has 10 million fans in Ghana for Sark Nation? No, it is not true. These are guys that are somewhere from SM, somewhere from BIM. These are general music lovers. Yes, these are general music lovers. Until Senka Sarkodie and Kawanchene out good product. I bet me appealing to Obiampwa. Do you think yes, a cross section and now and say okay, maybe my fans get way out of open and one and maybe more. Do you think he would have had that results? No. So Blacko should just focus on giving good products. And one thing about our fan base is where as our affected artists, sometimes they get carried away. So Otiminya some organized fan base, especially in his hood. Now okay, or you show him say at least there are some 50 to 100 people they tend to get complacent. No more relaxed. Now they don't ask someone come they see. It is only 500 in be patronizing or instead of looking for ways and means he can appeal to even people at Sotium, people at Kwashima, people in even other regions. No, I relax it. Look at what our guys like the Fadlands and the Fancy Goddamn Dems are doing. Look at the kind of fan bases they have back home. But they travel all the way, about 2 or 3 days journey by bus, just to get to Accra to also make sure, say, they touch base with people here, even if it means doing collaborations. Into fan base, but our artists should not be complacent about their fan bases because that is not the end. And 2, the main focus is the product that you are giving out. If you are able to give a good product, them back to back. Yes, if you are able to give a good product, even when one castle fan base in you have other or general music lovers even coming to your defense. Because some of them hate life means see hate life till now. They don't have an organized fan base like the Sax, the Shatters, and the Stones. But then still, if you show, people will come. And these are fan bases that belong to Akayakasi Yesho Mugisa and Kabon Sobisha, SNJ Sobisha Sad Gisi. But Ofre KK for Suene, Ofre Amachi de Dene, Ofre that Lumbe, you will still get people who Obian show Biagisi, and so they will come pepe. December, Kojenpi show. That Lumba Musu show. Look at the crowd that went to some of these shows. And it was back-to-back shows. So. The show and the show and people still patronize the show to the core. Until yes, they should just focus on the good music, the good product. Say fan base no organized one just focus on the good product and you get the general music lovers.
Well, beautiful breakdown by my people here, Kojo King, Yao Gray, and Roland Amate. Why don't you follow them so you get more of such in-depth analysis and breakdowns from them?